Hello and welcome to another update on Ethereum. The Ethereum chart is still holding above our signal line. I only want to focus here on the shorter time frame. And why is this so important? Because we did say in yesterday's video, I think it was, that as long as we are holding above this red line, this $2,380 level, the swing low from the 27th of June, the overall short-term focus could be on higher prices, either in yellow wave B, that's what we were watching for yesterday, seems to be unfolding, or even in one more upside extension in wave 5 in the blue scenario. Why is this so helpful? It is so helpful because the move to the upside, why is it so helpful to understand that? Because the move to the upside can still continue. There is no break of the local uptrend until we take out this signal line. And what is important to understand is that from the swing low that formed on Sunday, like many other charts, Ethereum has now formed the 5-wave move up. We talked about that already on Thursday, Friday. That's nothing new. But the pullback so far remained corrective in nature, depending on how you want to see it. We can say that in the yellow scenario, this indeed was a 5-wave move down. And it was. But then again, we got some mixed signals because after the 5-wave move down, we had a 5-wave move up. So in case you're wondering, how could I prefer at least a wider bounce here? That's because of reading the microstructures, because this was a micro 5-wave move up. So we have 5 waves up and 3 waves down. So we have an A-B setup, you could say, followed now by a C-wave rally to the upside. A, B, C. And then obviously another leg down could follow next. Essentially tracking this as an A, B, C pattern. So that B wave could still be unfolding. You know that B waves can overshoot, but if the A wave is a 5-wave move, then the B wave shouldn't overshoot. Which means if we get a break above 2,520, that swing high from Thursday, it becomes quite clear that we're dealing with one more upside extension. And then I would say the difference between yellow and blue is that in the blue scenario, we might see an additional 4-5 pattern before a top forms here. Whereas in the yellow count, it might simply be here, A, B, C, and the C wave should be 5 waves and down. Whereas in the blue count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be like one more upside extension, and the only difference is we get another 4-5 pattern, and it could take us to 2,569. Something that I wanted to see the 5th wave reach anyway. Remember here, this top came in a little short, did not quite reach that 161.8 extension, which was actually my first ideal target for a 5th wave, which is why we want to keep the door open for that one more upside extension. Yeah, it's not an absolute must to get that extension, but I think it's quite likely because we had that 5-wave move up here. Ultimately, however, both counts are plausible, either that this is a B wave or we're in that one more extension. As key risk management level, obviously I offered the red line, you could say, that swing low here from Friday. That's the invalidation point for the one more upside extension anyway. To be fair, in the short term, ideally the price would now hold above this swing low at 2,406. You could say that's a smaller degree swing low that matters to keep this at least local uptrend alive. Not much more to say. I think with that, all the levels are clearly communicated. The pressure is up. Next upside targets are communicated. Expect some resistance in this area when we get to 2,530, because this is pretty much where the previous swing high was, but also it's basically an ideal target for a 5th wave, together with the 178.6 extension. So we continue to track higher as long as the short-term trend is up from the Friday low. That's the update on Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure to follow us on X for additional updates, additional content, behind the scenes stuff. If anything new is launched, this is where you find it. You can ask questions, send questions through. I'll be here today and so on. I've linked our X profile in the description and in the comment section. Thanks so much. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye-bye.